Hey guys, so welcome back. We have the quick overview of the installation. Actually wasn't bad. I did run into one hiccup, and it was kind of something I didn't know was wrong with my vehicle, which I'll share with you guys here in a second. So of course, the muted plate. You are gonna need whatever driver bit you need for your plate. So if you have hex or Phillips, whatever, you're gonna need some zip ties. And then I went ahead and bought some of these extra ones because those pins sometimes can break, especially if they're older. So I did end up having to get a couple, I ended up getting a set with the tool to remove them just to make it easier. There is a pair of cutters in there to cut the zip ties. So that was pretty much everything I needed to install it. It's not hard. It's all going to depend on the vehicle you're going to put it on. So I do have to, unfortunately, use a power bank. My phone's about to die. So we are in my driveway, and we do have it installed. So I think my accessory is still on. I don't know if it timed itself out. I'm not sure how that works. Yes, it does time itself out. Nice. So it is currently off. Now let me test something, see if my accessory is off, if this will work. If not, that's fine, but I'm just curious. So where is the little key fob? Nope, that's not the key fob. That is her truck. The key fob, I clipped it to my belt. If I could get it off here. One-handed things are difficult. So here is the key fob. I did put the little keychain on it. Let's see if it works. So wow, I guess because I opened the door and kind of woke the system up. I don't know if it's gonna stay on. I think it's gonna time itself out, but I did just open the door, so it's gonna give it juice for a while. But it works absolutely flawless. Now, there are some tricks, okay? So let's go ahead and open this up. And I ran it extremely clean. That's my main objective. I wasn't gonna put this on if it wasn't gonna look right. So let me bring this down a little bit. So the only place you should see a wire is a little bit right here going to this license plate light. Now you could get some get a sleeve for it, which I may do. I have RC stuff, so I could put a sleeve over these. That would look much cleaner. For now, that's okay, because there still needs to be a few things done to adjust it. You can kind of see the corner of the ribbon, but when you're down the road driving, you cannot see any of that, right? So the person behind you or looking at it, you have to know what you're looking for. So that's kind of cool. So basically it comes with a silicone mount. You want to go ahead and put one screw in the bottom just to hold the mount and the plate. And then you want to leave these kind of loose. Then you want to stick the plate in this way, fish the wire on the back side. Be careful because there's a ribbon. Make sure the ribbon goes straight back and then through the cutout. And then I pulled it to here. Then, of course, I fished the wire, shoved it through here, went through a hole, kind of popped 1, 2, 3, 4, probably about 4 pins, including this one right here. Popped these little things off right here with a screwdriver on this side. You just pop that little tab, these pop off. Took this piece off, and you want to follow this little channel. There's already a wire running through here for the camera, you know, tail lights, all that good stuff. So I zip tied it to that. So I followed the same path so it wouldn't obstruct, you know, the functionality of the trunk. That's very important. I wasn't going to drill a hole behind the plate. There's no way I was going to drill into my M5. Just in case if this fails down the road or something wrong with it. Supposedly it is IPS 4, I think. So a car wash shouldn't affect it. Rain shouldn't affect it unless you drive your car into a pond. That's the towel I use when I work, by the way, so I don't tear up my seats. ADD again. But unless you drive into a pond, it should be fine. So I ran it down through here, and then I popped the wire out of the fuse box. Now, why I'm so bummed out is I had to run it all the way to the front because I believe this fuse is blown. Now, there's 3 fuse panels on this car. It could be the back one, it could be the front passenger right side is what I think it is, or the front one, or the other small little front one. So there's literally, I think, 3 or 4. No, I think there's 3 fuse panels. I wasn't gonna go fishing for it. I'm literally have an appointment on the May 17th for this vehicle. So I'm just literally going to say, hey, the back trunk fuse is blown. Can you please replace it? Sure, it's not going to be much. If so, I don't care what it is at this point. I don't want to pop off panels and try to figure out which one it is. There was a piece of paper folded in there. It's either 50, 284, or 89 and something else. And then you have to sit there and barely read those numbers on the side and try to match it. Then you got to get pliers because the little plastic fill they give you doesn't work for crap. So I just wasn't going to deal with any of that. I could, if I spent more time, I probably could have done it, but it's getting late. I want dinner, so I ran the wire down through here. We'll go to the front, show you where I ran it to. But initially, it was going to run just through right here, straight to here. It would have been super clean. It would have been this much wire showing, and then about that much wire showing up here. So it would have been super, super clean. But of course, that's not the case. But lucky me, I have this WeatherTech mat. So I ran the wire down the WeatherTech. I laid the seat down. I shoved the wire in between here, underneath the seat belt, and underneath there the whole time. I have another WeatherTech, went under the WeatherTech, came up, went to that outlet. See, there's a light up red light there. I am curious though, if I lock my car, will that light go away? So let's do that really quickly. Set this key down. It's an LED. I don't know if it's gonna go out. Let's give it a little time because the computers are nearby. So what we can do actually is we hit the lock button, and what we're gonna do is set the keys a little bit of ways from it. I forget how many feet it is for the computers to stop searching and they kind of go to sleep. I think hopefully that will turn off the accessory light. If not, it is a small LED. I'm not worried about it. I daily drive this car. I could always, the wires ran long enough so I could just unplug it if I really feel like it needs to be unplugged. But the cool part is if you park at a car show and you want the plate off, or you're doing photography with the car off and you don't want to show the plate, you no longer have to blur it out or worry about that. Obviously, I suck at editing, hence my videos are not edited. I apologize, they're very raw, but that's just how I do things. Now, so it's ran through there, ran underneath this mat. Of course, I can't unlock my doors now, but you can see the little red light there. Let's see if we can close this. It will allow me to close still. Wow. And you can see the light flashed again, make sure all the doors are locked. I have no key in my pocket. The car is locked. The keys should be far enough away. And let's see if it still works. Well, that's the truck key. Let's go ahead and grab the little key over here. And here we go. So I could be at a car show with it off. This uses very, very, very little power. That is amazing. And you can clearly see there's no reason the cop couldn't read that plate. Even at nighttime, the LED lights will illuminate that. I can almost turn on my camera phone and kind of show you. When light hits it, it like really is really reflective and will illuminate pretty bright. They do say something, I will remove it. But at least I could try it for a couple car shows, try it for a little while. There's the key fob. I'm just probably gonna leave the key fob in the car, hide it somewhere or lock it somewhere in the car. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on my keychain because I do construction and I really am pretty hard on my keychain, hence why I have a nice leather case over my key fob, just kind of help protect it. My key fob looks way worse than my wife's. The good part is you can replace them from BMW. You only get so many key fobs for vehicles. So, but yeah. So all in all, it works phenomenal even when the car is off and parked. You can leave it blacked out if you don't want no one to read your plate or wherever. That just looks so unbelievably clean. Uh-oh. Oh, I was hitting it too many times. That light's still on? Yep. So as far as reception goes, let's hit it one time and be patient. There we go. Let's see how far away we can get it to work. It said something like, I don't know, 150 feet on the box or on the website or something. 140 feet, 150 feet. I don't know if it's Bluetooth or might be 2.4 gigahertz. I don't know. It has to be gigahertz, right? is you also got to think it's in the body of a car. So we're hitting off. See when it works. Didn't work. Didn't work. Didn't work. Didn't work. Worked. So let's see. Let's step this off. 1 yard, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in here in the vehicle. So it's not that far. You're talking like 20 something feet with it being in the vehicle. It is under the seat. The receiver box isn't in the trunk. It is jammed under the seat, and there's cushion and in the door. So that could interfere with the signal, but that's far enough. I could just be like, ah, man, that's clean. Oh, I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. So would I recommend this? Yes, I would. Hopefully they send you the new silicone. I couldn't imagine putting it in the old one. This one is almost too loose. I don't think it's gonna come out. I'll let you guys know. Like, there is a little bit of play around, a little bit of give around, but it's seated all the way around, you know, all the way. I made sure that all of it is over the glass screen. There was a protective film I peeled off, probably blew around here somewhere, but I did peel off a protective screen. The video showed a guy like hosing it down with water and it still worked, which I don't doubt that it will do. I'm not worried about a car wash or anything. I just think it's slick. I just like it. And if you're one of those guys that has a crazy built car and you do some silly stuff, this might be the thing for you. I don't endorse that. I don't condone anyone committing any illegal acts, but I could just see a lot of folks buying these for other purposes. Or you have real bad road rage or whatever it may be. I'm not condoning any of that. I'm just saying I could see a lot of guys get these for a lot of reasons. So I think it looks really good. I always loved those lightly smoked covers. Like if it's really, really lightly smoked, you can kind of get away with it. They may give you a ticket. I don't know. It's not a moving violation technically. So it's like a loud noise thing. So they'll just fine you or whatever. I'm sure if you get so many or wherever the township is, I don't know. But like I said, definitely read up on the laws in your area. I just think that's very visible. I think that's reasonable. If they give me crap, I will remove it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I will remove it. Probably end up selling it, if so. You know, but I think they make a decent product. I like it better than that material that rolls up and covers your plate. This is more like, you can kind of tell that material, like you can kind of tell how bulky and big it is and how it works. This just looks like a normal smoked cover. There's no reason why anyone would think anything other when they look at that. Oh, nice cover. You know what I mean? So I get the appeal of this, and then how easy it works. I hit off that first time, and then watch. I hit off instead of on the last time, and it works every time. So kudos to Muted Plate 2.0.1 maybe, because of the new silicone that came in this. And you also get your screen replacements in this as well. So remember, zip ties, a couple tools. Make sure you have some replacement pins. Those pins are a pain in the butt sometimes. Make sure you get under only the first part, because if you pull from the bottom part, you'll break it. The first part kind of comes up and then it slides that pin out, and then the sides collapse and then you can pull it out. So just be careful. Maybe use the plastic one instead of the metal one like I did. I think I broke one, but luckily I had a replacement. Of course, it's a 2018, so plastics will get old and brittle or whatever, you know, it can happen. And even a brand new one, pin can break or clip, right? Well, that's just the nature of the mechanics of it. So we went to a really nice car show. I did not film some videos. I do have that new camera. I am going to get more content for you guys. I am going to start putting on the suction cups with the camera, getting some exhaust notes, getting some pulls with the front dash cam mode, mounting it on top, maybe going to car shows and get some cool perspectives, stuff like that. So I think that'll be really, really cool to have on the channel. And we're going to start featuring some other vehicles. I got a few cars I have access to that I would love to feature on the channel. I think it would be cool. There's a couple local groups that I may be joining up with. So they actually have more BMWs, another M5, other really cool German cars. So that kind of stuff hopefully will hit the channel soon. I apologize, I'm not making the content that I wanted to, as much content as I wanted to create. It's just been crazy with work. I'll try to do my best for you guys, but I appreciate all your guys' patience, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. It means a lot. So Muted 2.0, pretty cool. Just be smart. Okay, so quick correction. I'm glad I was out here long enough. It is no longer working because the light went out. So the car is smart. It has a timer, just like for the radio when you're in the car and the person with the key gets out, or if there's a still passenger in there, it'll play the music for so long, or as long as the passenger is in there. Once he gets out, he moves. Or it has a timer on like accessories or something like that, right? Well, the timer ran out. I think it was more than reasonable. I'm kind of glad because I don't want it to drain my battery, even though I think it would take an extremely long time. Maybe if you let it sit for long periods of time, but I'm glad that happened. So once I get to the car show, I can hit it, have it on for a while if I really want it on. I can hit accessory, maybe, I don't know, but I just like the fact that it stays on for long enough to play with it, have fun with it, use it. Definitely when the car's on, it'll stay on, but I just think that it's cool. That way. Now the cool part is I could technically unplug it from right there where the power source is, the power part, and connect a battery like I did in the initial video to show you guys. So I could put a rechargeable battery in that little tray there, and no one would know the difference, and it would run off that battery until the battery died, which would probably last a long time, even a little small RC battery. So I could technically do it that way for a car show, and then normal running will just be off the accessory. So quick correction, I'm glad that happened though. I did the video long enough to where it timed out. I would say 5 to 10 minutes or so. So yeah, but I just wanted to throw this in here. I just realized that. So I'm glad I kind of stuck around for a little bit to see that. So you can see nothing is happening. The light is illuminating there, but nothing is happening. So that's cool. I'm sure this key fob uses those little one batteries that you get in normal key fobs, the little round ones. That's not a big deal. This should last a long time. I like the fact that it's a clippy. Flip it onto a keychain. So yeah, really cool. But I thought I'd quickly throw that note in to the video. So now we'll wrap it up.